The link between processed meat consumption and cancer has been documented before. This marks the first time it's been listed alongside tobacco and asbestos as carcinogenic.
Right.
The reclassification
like I
goes
said
against
earlier,
the American meat.
You might as well smoke a pack of Newports every day. I really just would like to answer the question, why are you vegan? Every freaking day, I do the same thing you do, you know? And I eat just as good, if not even better. Byron, what do you eat? Why are you vegan? This is freaking why, okay? Like, y'all be seeing the dumbest shit, I swear. The moment meat dies and the moment you cut it and make that little nice little slab that y'all like to see at the grocery store, it starts to lose its color. So by the time it actually reaches the freaking grocery store, it's not that juicy, like it's not red, it don't look like that. They're literally putting to make it look like that. Why are you eating a whole tub of paint along with some more bullshit? Now I'm gonna show you some facts right now.
Processed meat, red or white, being the worst. Then temperature, cooking at under 260 degrees Fahrenheit, so like boiling or microwaving, safer. Whereas broiling, roasting or pan frying is the worst. Turning it over every minute lowers risk.
Substances. You might as well smoke a pack of Newports every day. Like, come on, man.
In a dark and flavorful crust, they recommend pale and soft. Cooked rare lowers risk as long as you meet food safety guidelines. Spices or a vinegar-containing marinade lowers carcinogen formation. Avoid gravy. Stick to one serving, which is like a deck of cards or the size of a bar of soap. And eat vegetables and fruit with your meal. Even just being around a barbecue may be a bad idea, even if you don't eat anything off of it.
Here
they estimate the extra lifetime cancer risk associated with standing about 6 feet away from a charcoal grill every day, and about 30 feet away.
Not even all about like health. Another thing, just think about what you're really doing, just ethically, morally. Think about what you're doing. You're eating a dead carcass. It doesn't matter if it's a human, a puppy, a pig, a cow. You get what I'm saying? A fish. At some point in time, what you are consuming had a life and a heartbeat, just like you. Yeah, that shit's crazy. Y'all don't really think about that. Like, that's crazy. Like, you're eating death. Like, why? Don't ask me why I'm vegan. Ask yourself, why are you eating meat? That's what I've been trying to ask y'all. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't get it. But let's continue. Oh my God.
Neglected in these kinds of risk assessments of polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. But we know it's a problem from studies on firefighters that show that even in full protective gear, breathing through a respirator, they still end up with these compounds in their bodies like...
The whole anatomy of the human does not even allow you to properly digest and consume meat.
So we don't see irrevocable change to our world.
Well, think about it this way. Half a pound of beef causes as much greenhouse gas to be emitted as driving 55 of these cars for 1 mile.
Look at this. Y'all see
we drive out to our world.
Well, think about it this way.
Y'all see that?
Half a pound of beef causes as much greenhouse gas to be emitted as driving 55 of these.
Look. This man holding one burger, one hand, and you got 55 cars. That's how much greenhouse gases y'all... Oh my God, bro. Y'all so fun. I got the nerve to sit here and ask me why I'm not participating in this bullshit. Because look, it's right here. I only need one car. Look. A half pound of beef is equivalent to about 55 cars, bro. Y'all fucking up the planet, bro, and y'all want to sit here and ask me why I'm vegan, bro. Because I like my life. That's why. God damn.
cars for 1 mile. We drive out as the sun rises over beef country. The first thing that hits you is just the smell. There's just so many, so tightly packed together. There are 19,000 here on this feedlot, fed the corn that gives their flesh the fatty taste we're used to. We have to make drastic changes by 2030 to keep global warming to 1.5 degrees. If we don't, beef and dairy will cause 10% of greenhouse gases. If we do meet other 2030 emissions targets, they'll cause much more, 30%. Either way, we must act. The United States and world will likely this year.
Us as human beings, because I also have a responsibility because I'm human, just like you. Y'all, you know, we bleed the same. But anyway, this is why I'm telling you. Not just because I want to answer the question, but this is why I'm telling you. Stop eating meat, bro. I'm not even gonna say stop eating meat, but like, stop asking me why I don't eat meat. This is why. You want to continue to do it? Fine. Go ahead. Keep that shit over there, though. Do what you like to do. That's fine. You can still be my friend. We can still hang out. We could even still go out to eat. But don't ask me, don't sit here and try to make jokes, this and that, because I'm gonna make you feel dumb. Like, I will.
The link between processed meat consumption and cancer has been documented before. This marks the first time it's been listed alongside tobacco and asbestos as carcinogenic.
Right.
The reclassification
like I
goes
said
against
earlier,
the American meat.
You might as well smoke a pack of Newports every day. Your chicken nugget, your taco. Yeah. Go ahead, buy a pack of Newports while you at it too. You might as well. You're still going to be just as healthy as you are now. You know? Which is not healthy at all. I'm not saying I'm the healthiest person that's out there, but if you're eating meat, I can definitely say 100% fact that I'm healthier than you by default. Like a whole industry. You're not even necessarily thinking for yourself either. Like, you're a pet. Gee, you're a pet, because you know what pets get? Fed. Pets get fed whatever the owner likes to feed them. And since everywhere you turn around, there's a McDonald's down the street, everywhere, I could get a meat, whatever, right now off DoorDash. It's so convenient to where it's not an issue. Also, discourages most people from making that transition, I feel like. Not only that, they just don't have the ability to stop eating meat, you know? The thing to make fun about me for not wanting to eat meat and choosing not to eat meat, because I actually can and do have the ability to force myself to not do something that's bad for me. Yeah, a lot of people don't have that ability to do. So all I'm trying to say is that people are just stuck in their ways. In reality, you can't stop eating meat because you're addicted to it, just like everyone else is addicted to everything else, you know? There's a million things that we can be addicted to, social media, whatever the case may be. But anyway, I'm just saying, like,
legislation alter dietary guidelines in their favor.
That looks disgusting.
So we wanted to know. Overall, meat has been estimated to contribute nearly $1 trillion to the U.S. economy, roughly 6% of the GDP. Worldwide, livestock used for meat are actually responsible for more greenhouse emissions than even cars. But despite this, the massive flood of cash and jobs have made the meat lobby one of the most influential legislative groups in Washington. In 2014, they spent more than $4 million lobbying Congress. By comparison, gun control advocates spent less than half that amount. The meat industry has also been closely tied to the U.S. Department of Agriculture fact that Americans on average actually consume considerably more protein than they need. Eating less meat overall would lower both fat and protein consumption. But for the meat industry, that might be their worst nightmare. And that's not because Americans themselves follow USDA guidelines all that strictly.
Another thing.
American meat consumption.
Just because you eat meat doesn't mean you have more protein than me. I'm sorry. Like, I will still box you up. Like, come on, man. Like, for real. Do I even have to go into it? Like, come on, bro.
consumption has already been dropping over the past 2 decades. Rather, these guidelines are most utilized by federal feeding programs, like those used in schools and prisons. A lower recommended amount of meat would translate to a massive financial loss for meat suppliers. It's also intervened in food safety. In the 1990s, attempts to start testing for salmonella in ground beef were opposed by the meat industry.
Crazy.
A congressman with financial ties to the meat industry called for more hearings and delays against new food safety guidelines, and will no doubt be further.
And what I just said to you guys just now was like literally half the reason. Not even necessarily half. Those were just like a few things. There's a whole collective of things as to why you shouldn't eat meat. There's a whole nother spiritual aspect on it too. I'm not gonna go too far into detail on that part, but I just want to let you know, like, that's like this, what I'm saying to you guys right now is literally nothing compared to the actual reason as a collective. This is very important to know that you can't run away from this. This is facts. This applies to everyone. That's why I'm making a video about this. The other aspect does not apply to everyone. Yeah, bro, just stop asking me why I don't eat meat. And if you want to ask me what I do eat, then the answer to that is not meat.